Gentefied canceled by Netflix after 2 seasons. If you have never heard about it, that's the problem. And don't feel bad, guys. Netflix has opted not to renew the half-hour Latino dramedy Gentefied for a third season. You like how I did that? The decision comes 2 months after the release of the show's second season, November 10th. So not as bad as Cowboy Bebop, and certainly a lot cheaper than Cowboy Bebop. That got the axe after 3 weeks.
Yeah.
The show...
I mean...
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, just the price alone. I feel like... I don't know, man. This is a pretty big blow.
Why is it a big blow?
Well, I feel that I personally know some people from the show. It was a good story. It's a different it's content that gives a lot of our people opportunities and showcases performances from underrepresented actors, and it's a different story that maybe a lot of people from Florida or Australia that have not seen segments of that world. And I know that with the money that Netflix has, I feel like it's sad. It's sad that they can't wrap it up, like maybe one more season so they can try to wrap up the characters. It's a very harsh cut for how much it's done for the community and how many fans it has. I mean, I don't know how the algorithms work, but I mean, I know several people that love the show.
Okay, let's read on. The show never appeared on the Netflix top 10 with the new season, which likely played a part in Netflix's cancellation decision, which typically factors in cost, viewership, and critical acclaim. Gentefied, from creators Marvin Lemus and Linda Yvette Chavez, follows East Los Angeles Latinos on their respective and collective search for the American dream. Season 2 tackles Eric Morales and his cousins Chris and their struggle to keep pops in the country while dealing with new love, new babies, estranged fathers, tracking down Bud Bunny at a Halloween party, and tracking down Bud Bunny. That's a joke. Yeah, that was like the Halloween episode. They fight to thrive, but along the way, question where they truly belong in a world made up of borders, family separation, and the potential loss of their beloved taco shop, Mama Fina's. Okay, this description right here is a horrible description of the show. I'm just going to be very honest with you. This is a bullshit description of the show. This is why people outside of our bubble, Alejandro, won't come and see something new like this. The show is actually a lot better than the description.
Oh, 100%, dude.
You know, when you do this, you paint these agenda strokes over a very fresh and original story about this family that happens to have these different struggles. You're really doing the show a disservice, man. And I gotta tell you,
that's guilt. I mean, you can't really blame anyone except the writer of the article.
No, but that's huge. That's huge. It's not the writer of the art. It's the writer of every article reviewing it. All that stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell you is that it's done, right? So they're just lathering this. They're putting it to bed. But every show I cover, movie, it's always about these representation check marks, and I gotta tell you, man. You're not gonna get a big viewership doing that. In the Heights suffered for it. West Side Story suffered for it. Tell them about why this show is so amazing. And I'm telling you, audience, it is really sad that the show got fucking canceled.
Well, especially because if one of the main reasons is that it wasn't in the top 10, okay, it's like, okay, it wasn't in the top 10, but what if it was in the top 20? I mean, does it affect you if it's 11, 12, 13? It shouldn't be as drastic. And for a show that has done so much, and I mean, for a company that has so much and knows that there is a viewership amount that that watches a show, I feel like it deserves at least a wrap-up season, kind of like what they did with Deadwood or something.
Well, okay.
I haven't finished the season.
Let's continue. I finished the season, and I had to interview. I had to interview one of the actors in it, and I'll link that incredible interview with Manuel Uriza. He was in Narcos Mexico, and he's in this season. Anyways, my heart's broken a little bit. I got to be honest with you. I'm thinking about it because this wasn't a fucking remake. This was an original story, and it had its ups and downs. It doesn't really know what it wants to be, but there were some good episodes in it, and season 2 was getting a little better, I have to tell you.
There was a really good promise.
Yeah, it had some really good promise. Deleted scenes. It's rare for Netflix to run a series longer than 2 seasons.
That's not a bad point. That's not a bad point.
I don't know, man.
I mean,
Cobra Kai is getting season after season.
Exactly, but yeah, Cobra Kai is like the #1 show of the world, man, and it's I love the show.
Global.
Like for real. Speaking of representation and promise, like that Miguel kid, I'm so excited for him being Blue Beetle.
Oh, hell.
I was starting to watch the show, and I remember telling my girl, I am so pumped for this kid being Blue Beetle. I like what they did with the show, and I mean, we'll get into it, but yeah, what a great show. It's a shame they can't give a 3rd season to Gentefied.
Man, Netflix cancels a lot of shows. Sometimes their reasons make 0 sense.
Like this one.
This is interesting. It's not just the streaming shows, it's films too. How many films have we seen tank because the marketing was asleep at the wheel?
Yeah, good call.
Tell us about marketing, man. Because what's the marketing been for your independent films?
You're looking at it.
Hey, that's a good looking face.
Marketing for movies like that should be a walk in the park, and by walk in the park I mean unlimited resources to get on Deadline, Variety, announcements out in the streets on fucking Lancashire, whatever. As an independent, it's stretching whatever dollar you can to share on social media to buy some sort of advertising and going personally to go screen the movies to then hopefully talk to people that they can buy the movie, go to your website, and so on and so forth, go down the spiral of product. But yeah, no, I completely agree.
I think I've said this a lot on the channel. I think In the Heights got the marketing shaft.
That's another one that I'm surprised that it did that low.
I mean, and it's
I'm not a music guy, so I can't be that objective. I'm not a musical guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just taste. I get it. Awesome One says, I believe Mahler said Netflix rates a viewer as someone who watches 30 seconds. Wonder if this includes the trailers and previews. That's weird, man. So then you're telling me no one watched Gentefied? I just don't buy it. Netflix keeps espousing representation when they've canceled a show that represents Latinos. I mean, there are not that many shows that show Latino culture or Latino stories. It's a very good point.
Very true.
And it's not, I think it's the 2nd or 3rd Latino show. It's the 3rd. It's the 3rd this year. Gentefied, Mr. Iglesias show, one day at a time. Dude, think of all the I mean, I listen, if you're not attracting viewers, I get it, but man, that's rough.
Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. It's land. Yeah, but isn't this the unplugged version? I don't know. I think it's the unplugged version. All right, Power, let's go.